Dun, 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 dun. Let's slide this up a little bit. Slide this up too. Slide everything up. Oh, how you folks doing? Such a quiet time of the year. I mean, I guess I say that today. Had a hectic couple weeks and had the first day off of work in about a week. Not about a week, in exactly a week. And enjoyed a quiet day today. Got up and I did my coffee talk show, Coffee with Ken. Made it to church. And as I was leaving church, I couldn't really decide what I wanted to do with the rest of my day. And I thought about various coffee shops I could go to and video editing I could get done. I ended up just going grocery shopping and coming home and taking a nice nap. And that felt good, and it was probably what I needed. But when I woke up, I went out to a coffee shop, did a little bit of video editing, and now I'm home, and it's just after 5:30 at night on Sunday night, and I've got 2 chapters from the book of Deuteronomy I'm going to be reading to you tonight. When I'm done with that, I'm going to probably hop in the bath, switch into my pajamas, maybe cook up some dinner, and find a movie or two to enjoy or pass the time with this evening. So thank you for joining me. Again, I am here to read the book of Deuteronomy tonight, and we are reading chapters 19 and 20. Thank you so much for joining me. Just to get you updated, if you haven't been watching along, I've been reading 2 chapters of the Bible every night. I'm on page 151 in the book of Deuteronomy, which I believe is the 5th book. Each night, reading 2 chapters takes usually, 12 to 15 minutes on average, probably. The reading's fairly challenging. When I told people I was going to start, most of them said, "Oh, skip the Old Testament, start with the New." And I said, well, that doesn't make a heck of a lot of sense. What's the Old Testament even there for? It's at the beginning of the book. If you're going to read a book, you should start at the beginning. So I am, and I'm about 150 pages in. And again, tonight I'm reading chapters 19 and 20, so thank you so much for joining. Chapter 19, book of Deuteronomy, laws concerning cities of refuge. When the Lord your God cuts off the nations whose land the Lord your God is giving you, and you dispossess them and dwell in their cities and in their houses, you shall set apart 3 cities for yourself in the land that the Lord your God is giving you to possess. You shall measure the distances and divide into 3 parts the area of the land that the Lord your God gives you as a possession, so that any manslayer can flee to them. This is the provision for the manslayer, who by fleeing there may save his life. If anyone kills his neighbor unintentionally without having hated him in the past, as when someone goes into the forest with his neighbor to cut wood, and his hand swings the axe to cut down a tree, and the head slips from the handle and strikes his neighbor so that he dies, he may flee to one of these cities and live, lest the avenger of blood in hot anger pursue the manslayer and overtake him, because the way is long, and strike him fatally, though the man did not deserve to die, since he had not hated his neighbor in the past. Therefore I command you, you shall set apart 3 cities, and if the Lord your God enlarges your territory as he has sworn to your fathers, and gives you all the land that he has promised to give to your fathers, provided you are careful to keep all this commandment which I command you today, by loving the Lord your God and by walking ever in his ways, Then you shall add 3 other cities to these 3, lest innocent blood be shed in your land that the Lord your God is giving you for an inheritance, and so the guilt of the bloodshed be upon you. But if anyone hates his neighbor and lies in wait for him and attacks him and strikes him fatally so that he dies, and if he flees into one of these cities, then the elders of this city shall send and take him from there and hand him over to the avenger of blood so that he may die. Your eye shall not pity him, but you shall purge the guilt of innocent blood from Israel, so it may be well with you. Property boundaries. You shall not move your neighbor's landmark, which the men of old have set, in the inheritance that you will hold in the land that the Lord your God is giving you to possess. Laws concerning witness. A single witness shall not suffice against a person for any crime or for any wrong in connection with any offense that he has committed. Only on the evidence of 2 witnesses or of 3 witnesses shall a charge be established. If a malicious witness arises to accuse a person of wrongdoing, then both parties to the dispute shall appear before the Lord, before the priests and the judges who are in office in those days. The judges shall inquire diligently, and if the witness is a false witness, and he has accused his brother falsely, then you shall do to him as he had meant to do to his brother. So you shall purge the evil from your midst, and you shall rest, and the rest shall hear and fear, and shall never again commit any such evil among you. Your eye shall not pity. It shall be life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot. Chapter 20, laws concerning warfare. When you go out to war against your enemies and see horses and chariots and an army larger than your own, you shall not be afraid of them. For the Lord your God is with you, who brought you up out of the land of Egypt. And when you draw near to the battle, the priest shall come forward and speak to the people of Israel, and shall say to them, Hear, O Israel, today you are drawing near for battle against your enemies. Let not your heart faint. Do not fear or panic or be in dread of them. For the Lord your God is he who goes with you to fight for you against your enemies, to give you the victory. Then the officers shall speak to the people, saying, Is there any man who has built a new house and has not dedicated it? Let him go back to his house, lest he die in the battle and another man dedicate it. And is there any man who has planted a vineyard and has not enjoyed its fruit? Let him go back to his house, lest he die in battle and another man enjoy its fruit. And is there any man who has betrothed a wife and has not taken her? Let him go back to his house, lest he die in battle and another man take her. And the officers shall speak further to the people and say, Is there any man who is fearful and faint-hearted? Let him go back to his house, lest he make the heart of his fellows melt like his own. And when the officers have finished speaking to the people, then commanders shall be appointed at the head of the people. When you draw near to a city to fight against it, offer terms of peace to it. And if it responds to you peaceably, and it opens to you, then all the people who are found in it shall do forced labor for you and shall serve you. But if it makes no peace with you, but makes war against you, then you shall besiege it. And when the Lord your God gives into your hand, you shall put all its males to the sword. But the women and the little ones, the livestock, and everything else in the city, all its spoil, you shall take as plunder for yourselves. And you shall enjoy the spoil of your enemies, which the Lord your God has given you. Thus you shall do to all the cities that are very far from you, which are not cities of the nations here, but in the cities of these people that the Lord your God is giving you for an inheritance, you shall save alive nothing that breathes, but you shall devote them to complete destruction. The Hittites and the Amorites, the Canaanites and the Perizzites, the Hivites and the Jebusites, as the Lord your God has commanded, that they may not teach you to do according to all their abominable practices that they have done for their gods. And so you sin against the Lord your God. When you besiege a city for a long time, making war against it in order to take it, you shall not destroy its trees by wielding an axe against them. You may eat from them, but you shall not cut them down. Are the trees in the field human, that they should be besieged by you? Only the trees that you know are not trees for food, and you may destroy and cut down, that you may build siege works against the city that makes war with you until it fails. And that is tonight's reading of chapters 19 and 20 from the book of Deuteronomy. Chapters 19 honestly just kind of seems like a law book, if you will, for possible happenings and what is okay to do and how basically it sounds like a law book. And chapter 20, again, a fairly vicious book if you read it, and I did, about if you make a peace offering with a city and they give in, they become slaves to you. And if they do not give in, you kill all the men and you take as plunder the women, the children, and the beasts that live in the city, for with which you should do as you please. So again, I would say, as has been a recurring theme, the people of Israel and the people in the Old Testament, even the people that we're supposed to, I think, draw inspiration from, are really a vicious, savage people. And the words that God is instructing these people to do are vicious and savage. So I'm struggling coming up with any other conclusion that the God in the Old Testament is both vicious and savage. And I don't see how anyone could debate that. You kill all the men and you take the women and do with them as you please. These are supposed to be the Lord's words. So I continue to be confused by the reading of the Old Testament and don't feel it's driving me in any way towards spirituality. But again, I did not know. I didn't even really set out for spirituality or enlightenment, but I did want to be aware of the book and read through it. And I am hopeful that when I get to the New Testament, the message is one of more love and forgiveness and grace and peace than savagery and butchery and rape and pillage. But we will see. And I want to thank you so much for joining me on this Sunday evening. I hope you're having a great weekend. We've got Christmas coming up in a few days. I went to church this morning, and it sounds like there's a whole bunch of services on Christmas Eve, and I'm excited about that. So, I hope you're having a wonderful day. You are feeling good. You are loving yourself. You are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.